I didn't mean to open it. Jesus Christ, it was a book in the library. Of course, I was going to grab it, sit myself down, and read it. The dusty leather bound coarse and heavy in my hands. There's no stopping it now. In the long mahogany table, Catherine the librarian was perusing through the shelves. She was rearranging the books. The girl with thick glasses sat a few tables ahead of me. I don't know her name. I'm here all the time and I go to the history section to pick this godforsaken book out of curiosity. My warm breath passed through my nostrils. I just had to open a portal to hell. Now I don't know what to do. Curiosity killed the cat, but I'm not a cat. And for sure opening a portal to hell isn't a satisfaction that's going to bring the cat back, unless the cat was trapped in hell, but that's not the point. I'm screwed. But right now, no one seems to notice. The girl is nose deep in the book that she's reading. And Catherine's laser focus is aimed towards finishing that aisle up. The pages were starting to sizzle. I saw fire in my eyes. A hooded figure, a sword, then a rain so dense that it blocked the sun. How on earth am I going to tell Catherine this? Hey Madeline, here's another book that you might fancy. Catherine said as she handed her a paperback. Excuse me, Miss Catherine. I said to catch her attention. Yes? What is it, Mr. Holden? She made her way to me. MMM? I smiled at her. There's no other way to say this but You opened the portal to hell. She said deadpanned. The book was starting to flicker. Ember and smoke rose out of the pages. Abandon all hope, ye who witnessed this bizarre phenomenon. How did she know I opened the portal to hell? And why did she let me have this book in the first place? Why did she let me open it if she knew this was going to do some crazy shit? I came here today to get some reading done outside my classes. The book started screeching. Mr. Holden, stand back, she grabbed me by the arm. Madeline. Get the gear. It's starting. What's starting? I asked. Madeline scurried off to the librarian's office. The book is levitating now, over our heads. It began speaking. Conjuro potentii Lucifer. Patafatio aporta ad inferos. Et tua demons transire. Sicurantar mundi. Prepare yourself, Mr. Holden. Catherine said while she looked at me with a knowing glance, like she'd been waiting all her life for this. The apocalypse is starting. The apocalypse? This is absurd. Why do you leave that book lying around in the open if you knew it was going to open a door to hell? The book wasn't lying around in the open, Mr. Holden. She said matter-of-factly. It's hidden in plain sight by a simple incantation. But you saw it somehow and it called to you. She looked at me again. Great, another revelation. You're a gatekeeper. Madeline had a handful of weapons as she ran towards us. She handed Catherine a crossbow, she handed me a sword, and she had 2 axes for herself. How neat. We're going to fight off demons like this is all part of a regular day. Mr. Holden, aim for the heart or the head, that's the weak spot of demons. Madeline said. Excuse me? I don't even know how to use a sword. I replied, flailing my arms around. It was heavy in my hand, the shiny steel reflected the light. Flames fumed out of the book, forming a circle. A hand came out of the portal. A pungent smell permeated through the air. Catherine loaded her crossbow. The demon emerged through the portal. Its horns large, its flesh cindered, it smelled horrible. The scent of rotting flesh and burnt skin came rushing to my nose. The demon dropped to ground, breaking a mahogany table in the process. So we meet again, Lady Catherine. The demon spoke in a raspy tone. The humongous demon, clad in rusty armor, a giant axe in its giant hand. Its head reached the 2nd floor. It looks absolutely terrifying. I've defeated you once, Astaroth, I can do it again. She aimed the crossbow at it. The demon laughed. Oh, but I've been waiting for this moment for 3 centuries. And this time, he aimed his large axe towards her. I brought an army. Winged creatures came through the portal. They were flying about. Knocking down some of the bookshelves, they sat on the railing, surrounding us. Stone-skinned, with spears in hand, they screeched at us with sharp teeth and wrinkly red eyes. Madeline made a squeak. Should we make a run for it? I asked, turning my head to Madeline. I have class in 2 hours, and I have no business fighting demons. Gatekeeper? What on earth is that? Oh shit, I think I forgot to bring my homework with me. Mr. Holden, there's no running from this. As Gatekeeper, you have the power to open and close the portal. Catherine said, still looking at the demon dead in the eye. Unflinching and with great resolve, the crossbow aimed right at its head. Puny humans, Astaroth glanced around at his band of scary demons, attack. And with that command, the winged demons lurched forward. My heart sank, I was going to die. I saw everything in great detail. Their wings flapped, spears aimed right at us, a fierce look etched on their faces, I was going to die. Madeline jumped on one of the tables, axes in hand poised to strike. The blade hitting the demon square on its cheek. Pain flowed through the expression of its face. Their blood the color of lava as the blade sliced through. I look above me, a winged demon flying down towards me, I am going to die. Catherine with her crossbow, bolts fly through the air. The demons fall one by one. Astaroth picked its axe and swung it. Catherine is going to die. Look out! Madeline shouted. I look above, the demon's spear a few feet away from me. I look at Catherine, the axe a few feet away from her. Madeline's body collided with mine. And I saw the axe hit Catherine on the side. It flung her body, slicing her in half. No! I yelled. My entire body collided with something hard and... Mr. Holden. A familiar voice said. Mr. Holden. I immediately looked up. It was Catherine. The girl a few tables away from me was gone. I was still in my seat. The heavy leather bound still open. The library is about to close, you fell asleep. What? What time is it? I glanced at my watch, 9:30. I'm sorry, Miss Catherine, I must be very tired. I stood up from my seat and looked around. The library looks like, well, a library. Let me put that back for you. She grabbed the leather bound from the table. You enjoyed your read? The Gatekeeper. She read the title aloud. Yeah, it was a pretty good read. I'll come back to it tomorrow to finish the rest. I took up my things and proceeded to the exit. Okay then, I'll see you tomorrow, good night. I opened the door, the cool evening air hitting my skin. My body felt relaxed. I can't wait to come back to finish up the story.